So we got some more on-track battling here today between Mercedes Lewis Hamilton and the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly. And again, we have to make it clear that these cars, none of these drivers are going full throttle. I think a lot of teams are still reserving a lot of what they can really do for the first race weekend next week in Bahrain. And I think we'll really get to see the car's true pace in qualifying. But again, it was awesome to see more on-track battling, and most importantly, that these cars really do appear that they can follow each other much closely, which is what they were specifically designed for. So, of course, as anybody else would be, I'm really excited for the first race in Bahrain. And I think through testing, we have seen good things as far as what the racing should be like. Clearly, teams are still figuring out things with the car aerodynamically and what needs to be done to make sure that they are ready and set to go for qualifying in that first race weekend, But outside of that, I think the cars have demonstrated they can follow closely, especially through the corners. Like we've seen that, especially with Lewis Hamilton and Pierre Gasly's battle on testing day 3. You got to see they were able to stay much closer through those turns compared to what we've previously seen, I think, in last year's season during pre-testing, where cars weren't really able to follow each other and they would end up losing each other because of the turbulent and dirty air going into certain portions of the track, especially through S sections, chicanes, so on and so forth. So it's really good to see that finally they can stay much closer to one another, and I think that's going to provide for much better racing. Guys, of course, feel free to let me know your thoughts in regards to all of the battles we saw on track through testing from days 1 to 3. Max Verstappen set the fastest time at the end of day 3, and even he said there's still more out of that Red Bull, which should be a given. As I said earlier in the video, no team is really giving it 100%. There's a lot of testing. There's a lot of experimentation, I think, still going around. Teams still getting used to these 2022 cars, the new Pirelli tires. Everything that's coming into effect this season, I still believe, has been a huge part of testing. And once it gets to the first race weekend, I'm really excited to see exactly which teams are going to be at the top of the respective leaderboards and which teams have really nailed it as far as the packaging, the power, the reliability, everything along those lines. You guys feel free to let me know your comments if you would like to do so down there below. This is Racing Chemical. I will see you all later. Goodbye.